love to share with you my excellent pieces of work that have helped me get through the years of being a global tech prep. I find these to be my best pieces of work because I feel like they express me and show how creative and imaginative I can be. Works such as my Walter Dean Myers Prezi, my Walter Dean Myers essay, a math newsletter, my poem, and also my personal narrative and math PowerPoint from 8th grade. Then my All About Me PowerPoint, and then the baseline writing piece from 6th grade. And lastly, a creative make-your-own PowerPoint from 7th grade. So additionally, I am proud of my work, and I believe that it shows the level of effort that I put into my work. I hope that you as an audience member will expect some excellent work, and I hope you find my work is up to your expectations. Now, there will be at most one piece that isn't as great as the others, just to show that somewhere along the road there's bound to be a failure. But I believe that my other work will make up for that. I selected the work I did because it showed completion and effort, which is always very essential for showing high school what kind of work you create and how it is done in middle school. Also, my work was completed with care and effort, and I feel that this would be a great way to show my success due to its creativity. Now, what I learned from doing these pieces was how to do certain things, like how to solve a math problem, or how to make a project about a unit in a reading. And I feel like these skills that I learned from my work now will benefit me to succeed the expectations of high school. See, like every kid, there's one piece or word that is bound, they're bound to like. And for me, those were my poems. So in 8th grade, we have apprenticeships, as you know, citizen schools. We had apprenticeships, and one of my pieces of work were poems. And I will read to you one right now. It's called Savior/Hero. As a little boy, I had a hero or a savior. We all want a hero and savior to stay with us forever, but they've got other people to save. Oh boy, how brave. But in my life, my father has been my hero and savior. But don't worry, Sue, because soon we'll all find out that hero savior that we've been looking for, guiding us into the light of life, teaching you right from wrong. But make sure to keep them closest to you, and that's your savior. So, yeah. That was my poem that I created for 8th grade. And for me, that was my poem. That was my poem that I wrote in my apprenticeships during citizen schools after 3 o'clock. In this piece, I created 2 poems that I have wrote down into a Word document. I believe that these are my favorite works because they show one of my favorite things to do, which is writing poetry. And I feel like poetry is best to show who I am as a person. Now, my fieldwork, it was an ELA work piece in 6th grade where we were asked to create our own baseline story, as my story was my own version of the Intrepid. So as I'll show you now, this is my baseline from 6th grade from Miss Bridgman's class. And since it's pretty long, I'm going to read you the last paragraph that I have wrote from the story. So, day 14. Some of our troops have taken the mini submarine, and so far we lost 31 troops. Not much, but still much. The Germans are almost here, and the Japanese are getting a big whooping. Commander, we're getting hit hard out here. Hold on. Tell them to load all the cannons and get our pilots. Yes, sir. After that, I heard a bunch of explosions. I looked out the window and saw the Japanese being blown up. Sir, the Germans are here. Give everything you've got to them, no matter what. I'll be up in a minute. Commander Gordon, we've got multiple injuries to the ship, but nothing too serious. Good, Lieutenant K. Now get me a latte. Now this war is starting to get harder since the German has arrived, and we're losing at least 15 men. So that is the last sentence that I finished in the baseline. I found the work to be very creative, but I did not use my time well, so I was unable to turn in the finished work piece, and it was because of my bad time management. But now I know that it was because of my bad time management. Now I know that it's something I need to work on. What differently I could have done is something I asked myself. But when I think about it, it's all about managing my time, making sure that I am not off task, and actually putting effort into my work. On this work piece, I got 25% for at least having work instead of having nothing, and it was because of incompletion. I also learned that it is good to always manage your time and not to get distracted while working. I learned that in the future I should just focus on my work all the way until I have succeeded in completing the task. Now, for as my behavior as a student hasn't always been the best, but overall it has. I got this source from my paycheck that I earn every week. As you can see here, these are my paychecks. Fortunately, it's too small, but it's paycheck from my first week of school all the way to the first 13 weeks. And so, and I get a certain amount due to my behavior, and so I made a line graph out of it, showing how much I got for my first 13 weeks of school. Now, some specific patterns that you should notice is that it goes back and forth between a low and a high paycheck, indicating that I do get in trouble from time to time, causing me to lose points and earn detention. My biggest causes for getting detention is mostly talking back and not following instructions to teachers, which as a student I should not be doing. Now, as a student moving up to high school, I have 3 goals to set for myself. My first goal is to become more respectful and to follow instructions better. My second goal is to be better at managing my time, and my final goal is to complete my education and to have a successful life in the end. As a student here, I realize that I have a lot to learn still about myself and how the world works on its own. This exercise, from this exercise, I feel like GTP has helped me greatly along the road, and what they have taught me will teach me for the future. Overall, I felt that Green Tech has taught me a lot about myself, and I thank the school for that. They have given me amazing opportunities and great experience, and for that, I say thank you for listening, folks. Enjoy your stay and enjoy the work of others.
Please take us back to your short overview. Would the panel like to see another piece of work?
Sure. I'm going to say yes.
Okay, so I'm going to show you, this is a notebook I believe from 6th grade again. It's with your hand. This is about a book that we read in 6th grade. The book was called From the Mixed Up Files of Miss Basil E. Frankweiler. And the class was assigned to make a pages document out of it, where we were told to explain what the book is about and to just make a small news story about it. And then down here, I explained what the whole book is about. And so, yeah.
Okay.
That's my last chance. Thank you for listening.
At this time, feel free to ask questions regarding the presentation. You can use the list or your questions.
First of all, I love the poem. Thank you. I'm touched. If I were a little more sensitive, I would actually have whelped up. What habits or skills have you developed specifically since 6th grade through now that you feel will help you succeed in high school and beyond?
Well, what happens, I felt like I have taken up are more like habits of more like completing my work at a pace. Like, let's say like I'm not really close to finishing my work. Like I could say for this project, I was actually pretty close to not being finished at all. But then I went into a sense of urgency where I just tried to complete my work as fast as I can. But I didn't only just try to do it as fast as I can. I made sure that the work was done correctly and that everything was where it needed to be.
Thank you.
Yes.
When did you realize that your distractions and procrastination started becoming a problem? Because I didn't realize till I got to college, honestly. So it's good that you picked that up, but how were you able to identify that that was really an issue?
I was able to identify this because I already know that sometimes we're given assignments and they're due weeks ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that some students, even though we have like, I don't know, like 2 weeks to finish it, and they're still not even close to being finished by the due date, it's something that like when you're talking to your friends, distracted, playing games, things like that. I noticed that it's just good for you to just go somewhere by yourself where you have that time to think for yourself and you're able to finish your work completely and correctly. Yeah.
What school you got accepted to for the 9th grade?
I got accepted to Park East.
Okay. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
How many drafts of the defense did you turn in?
I did 3 different drafts of this, of my defense, which